How much do you love combing the internet for guest blogging and guest podcasting opportunities? I thought so. It's not my favorite task either. Well, today's guest is the founder of a company that offers software that makes that task just a little bit easier. Stay tuned.
The Author's Switch.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of The Author Switch, the podcast dedicated to helping new and aspiring authors turn on the author switch to success in their mind. I am Carma Spence, your host, best-selling author of the award-winning book Public Speaking Superpowers and the upcoming, it's like 2 weeks away, book Home Suite homepage, which will help you take your website from awkward to awesome and converting so you can sell more books, book more gigs, and enroll more clients. Well, today I am really excited to have as my guest the founder of Postaga, Andy Cabasso. Now, this episode, as several previous episodes, was recorded earlier. So as we go into the interview, you will not only notice a little bit of a change in the way I look, but in the way I've dressed. So here we go for a wardrobe shift. Welcome to the Author Switch, Andy.
Hey, thanks for having me, Karma. Happy to be here.
Now, one of the reasons why, actually the main reason why I invited you to this particular podcast was because I've actually kind of played around in Postaga, which is your company, and I can totally see the power of how using that system of connecting to basically influencers can help authors market their books. In fact, I'm thinking of using it in my blog tour and maybe future blog tours, as well as just getting connecting with the media. So
Sure.
I wanted to talk to you today about a little bit, how does it work and how does it help authors? So tell us
Sure.
first a little bit about the software itself, and then we'll go into talking how it can help authors.
Sure. So basically, the goal of our platform is it's an outreach platform for helping you with PR and connecting to people that you may not otherwise be able to easily do. Basically, how it works is first you kind of set your goal of what it is that you're trying to do, whether you're trying to get your product or service or book reviewed, or get onto a podcast, or any of a bunch of other goals like promoting your blog content or finding guest posting opportunities or potentially other partners. And then Postaga helps you find these relevant websites and businesses. And then from there, Postaga will find you the right contact people at these companies. Then it'll find you their contact details, and then you can build an outreach email sequence to them. So an intro email, like with you pitching, like, hey, you should review my book, or hey, I should be a guest speaker on your next podcast episode, and we can talk about this, and here's why I'd be a good fit. And then after that, having a follow-up sequence. Generally, we do this because we found that statistically, if you have a follow-up after your initial outreach email, you're going to be much more likely to get someone to respond and respond positively. So basically, Postaga is an all-in-one tool for helping you promote your business, your blog, your content, all of that.
Now, the campaigns, do they go out to multiple contacts, or do you develop campaigns per contact?
So each campaign is to the contacts in that campaign. It's multiple contacts, but every email is personalized. So we do a few different things. One, we have like merge fields. So like, for example, like you doing like a mail merge. So instead of dear something or hey there, it says, hey person's name. So we have ways to personalize every single email to every recipient easily and automatically with minimal effort on your part. Then, if you want, you can go dive further in, and if you want to like personalize even further a specific email to a specific individual, you can do that as well. It's really up to you. I know. So, for example, some people use Postaga for link building outreach, for getting backlinks to their blog post, and they're reaching
Right.
out to hundreds of people at once. And what they'll do is they basically kind of put it on autopilot in that they find the contacts and they have a template that automatically personalizes it to them and will go out to those hundreds of people. But then there may be some people who want to do a bit more of a narrow targeted campaign. Let's say you found 10 websites that you think would be a good fit for getting your book reviewed and written up on. Well, you
Mhm.
may want to spend more time talking about those recipients and like each of those individuals and why your content would be a good fit, especially for their website.
Right.
So
Okay.
there are options there.
And does it track the responses as well? I mean, do they come into Postaga?
Yes. So every response that you get comes into the Postaga platform. We have a CRM that helps you track that. So anytime you get a response, that response will be like noted in the platform so we can see like, all right, from this campaign, we got a 40%, 50% email open rate, a 10% reply rate, or so on. And you can also make notes of, all right, I got positive responses. I got coverage in these 3 of 10 websites. And so you can see like what your win rate is also. But when you get a response, that response will forward automatically to your email address. And so if
Mhm.
you want to keep the conversation going in your own inbox rather than have to live in the Postaga platform, you can do that too. It's very
Very
flexible.
cool.
Yeah.
So really, since outreach is something that authors do anywhere, or at least they should be as part of their marketing,
Yeah.
doing that with Excel spreadsheets and your email box is so overwhelming
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've done it. And so Postaga is a really powerful way to do that in a more manageable way and
Yeah.
possibly even scale what you've been doing.
Absolutely. So a few things. One, I think it could find opportunities that you may not have otherwise been able to find on your own. It can help you definitely. I've seen a lot of people who have said like, "Oh, I've gotten new ideas for types of outreach I could do just by checking out what's in the platform, and also from our online community, seeing what other people are doing and having success with." So, like for example, like if I'm trying to promote a book and get press coverage elsewhere, we have a one particular type of outreach which is called review outreach, which basically what we'll do is we'll find what websites that have written up articles or reviews of uh, complementary or related uh, books, or maybe like competitors. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're writing the book that is the definitive guide on this topic, but someone else has written about that topic as well, we can
Mm-hmm.
find where they've been written about in other blogs. So you can then pitch that blog with a pitch along the lines of, hey, I saw that you did this really great book review of this book. And since your audience finds this interesting, since you wrote this for your audience, I think it'd be great if you wrote about my book for your
Right.
audience. So that's the pitch there. And so we can find where your competitors or where other authors in your space have been written about. So we can find them and then reach out to them.
So this is really powerful. What's some of the costs associated with this software? Attention authors, speakers, and coaches. Does your website attract nothing but crickets and tire kickers? Then you might be committing one of the 5 deadly mistakes of homepage design. Home Sweet Homepage, How to Fix the 5 Deadly Mistakes that authors, speakers, and coaches make with their website's homepage will help you clear the crickets, repel the tire kickers, and start attracting the right kind of traffic that will convert to readers, clients, and speaking opportunities. Go to bookmarketingclub.com/homepage book right now and pre-order your copy for only 99 cents and receive $47 worth of free gifts. This offer ends as soon as the book launches on May 18th. So go now and pre-order yours by May 17th. So this is really powerful. What's some of the costs associated with this software?
Yeah, so to try it out is free. With our free tier, we give you some campaigns so you can run and try it out, and there's a free forever plan which gives you a few campaigns a month. But if you want more out of that, it's 99 a month, which gives you unlimited campaigns. And I mean, if you're particularly interested and you want to reach out to me, and you want to try it out further, I can hook you up with a coupon code for some off your first month.
Awesome. So I will include in the show notes how to contact you for that said coupon. That would be
Sounds
awesome.
good. Yeah.
That would be awesome for my audience. Is there anything that I haven't asked you about how this, I mean, I'm hoping that the authors who are listening understand how powerful this tool is in scaling and increasing their ability to reach out to bloggers and the media and reviewers.
Sure. I guess, would you mind talking a little bit about like your experience doing outreach? And so like, what has your process been like?
Well, before Postaga, it was basically I would kick myself until I finally got onto Google and
Yeah.
started searching using random terms like, for public speaking superpowers, it was public speaking blog,
Hmm.
public speaking author, and you know, you really don't find that many. And then when you
Hmm.
do find them, sometimes it's a blog that hasn't been posted on in months or years,
Right.
or there's absolutely no contact information, or the contact information bounces or doesn't work. And so you put in all this time to create this lovely
Yeah.
spreadsheet of all these people, and you spend hours and hours and hours, and maybe
Hmm.
you'll get one or two reviews. So that's been
Gotcha.
my process, which is why
Yeah.
it's the one I don't look forward to, but it has to be done if you're gonna get your word out.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And we have answers to some of those pain points, in particular, finding people's contact information. We have our own databases that we use to find and verify contact information. I know like there are some tools out there that that give you an email address, but then you try it and it bounces. And the more
Right.
emails that you send that bounce, that's bad for your domain, and that could get you blacklisted or just perpetually in people's spam folders, and that's no good. But also, one thing that you mentioned that I thought was interesting is like, all right, like they have a blog, but they haven't published in a year or several years. We have
Right.
in our search parameters a way to search for content that's been published within the last day, month, 6 months, year. So that helps you find people that are definitely current.
That's awesome.
Um, uh, Another thing that I guess to plug while I'm talking about is, so I mentioned like finding ways to get reviews.
Hmm.
Another thing that I would mention is reaching out to appear on podcasts. The whole point of outreach is getting in touch with, like, really connecting with someone else's audience, whether it's, getting a review and getting press coverage so that you can appear in someone else's blog and get in front of their audience.
Exactly.
Reaching out to a podcast is another great way to do that. And Postaga has a podcast outreach campaign, so you can find relevant podcasts in your industry or space, and then pitch them to have you on as a guest. And I've been doing that for a good while, and that's been working out pretty well for me.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this good information about Postaga. I hope people listening will give it a try. I mean, I've been using the free version, and it it's pretty cool. So,
Thanks.
and authors really need to scale this kind of stuff up if they want to, because, and this is something I preach all the time, is that you need to be constantly marketing. It's not just about the launch It's about continuing on. And Postaga makes that, at least one of those chores, just a little bit easier. So thank you for coming on to the podcast and sharing
Thank you.
about it. How would someone contact you or learn more about Postaga?
Sure. So our website is Postaga, Postaga.com. You can also find me online. My name is Andy Cabasso. I'm on Twitter at Andy Cabasso. I'm on LinkedIn as Andrew Cabasso because it's LinkedIn. It's more professional. And we also have a Facebook group for learning more about digital marketing and link building and SEO called Grow Together SEO. And if you search for that in Facebook, you'll probably find that group.
And I'll include a link in the show notes.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thanks. This is a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, this is the end of the Author Switch. This is your host, Carma Spence, signing off.
The Author Switch at authorswitch.com.